Hello and welcome back to Minish Cap. Since last time I grinded off screen for 100 rupees so we can buy some things.
Cool. What do we got?
First of those is this thing. A wallet. Woo.
I thought it said only 80 rupees for 80 rupees. I thought you were buying rupees for a minute because I saw the bag of rupees.
Yeah.
That guy's cool, that jogging looking fellow. Oh, here comes
Yeah,
the
that's
mailman. There's a separate jogging looking fellow with like a headband and like a curly.
Oh, I guess I didn't
brown
see
hair.
him.
Oh yeah, this commentary is great.
I know, right? Alright, so
Roll,
now
roll,
we're
roll.
moving on with our quest and gonna start heading up to Mount Crenel. But wait, we have to do things. That guard won't let us past.
So Link attempts to drown himself to escape the pain. No, let's go visit the Sword Master.
Yep.
Now I'm not
Actually,
familiar with Sword Master
on,
from Minish Cap. Oh, good.
Let's not visit the Sword Master yet. There's actually some stuff that I went to go do. This is not the first attempt at this recording specifically, because I ended up recording it for about 9 minutes. I'm like, that's too short, so I went back and had to re-record.
So, the Kinstones unlock things in the world, I'm guessing.
Yes. They unlock chests, and in the last episode, one of the first Kinstones we did, it destroyed vines that were in front of a tree that could be opened.
Okay, I'm guessing different NPCs have different Kinstones.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
And I think there's only a couple that are completely missable. And those are from the king and the minister.
I see. So, I was thinking last time we were playing, I think it's best to kind of describe what our first like Zelda experience was.
Yeah.
You could probably take over first and explain yours, since this is mainly your project and you've had much more experience than I.
My first experience with Zelda was me and my best friend. We met in like 2nd, 3rd grade, and we've been friends since then for like almost 20 years now.
Right.
So I'd used to go over to his house and spend the night, and we'd stay up really, really late playing Majora's Mask, which I think also adds to why that's in my top favorites. Then later on, I ended up getting this game for my birthday, which is technically my first ever owned Zelda game, and I've loved it ever since.
All right. Yeah, I think Majora's Mask is kind of a great first entry because it really gives you a lot that you can do, and there's a lot of replay value to that. At least if you're in the environment of infinite time, you know. Like if you just want to play it over and over and over again with a friend, it's great for that. Simply due to all the different ways, all the different paths that game has, and all the different ways you can play it.
Yep. If you don't have that kind of luck, I'd say this would probably be the best starting point because it's fairly linear. It tells you exactly what needs to be done, doesn't leave you in the dark. The puzzles aren't super hard, but they're not super easy as well.
It's a great middle ground. It
Yes.
does a great job both representing old and new Zelda. It has the art style and like certain things from the 3D Zelda games, and it has the gameplay of like old Zeldas. So it's a really great start.
And the characters as well of a lot of the 3D Zelda games. This is an amalgam of a lot of Zelda, really. Because here we have Anju,
Nice.
which we have to capture chickens, go figure.
Yep.
Now, I only did this a couple times because it gets ridiculous how many times you have to do it.
Is that a Poe over by that building?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a Poe.
Huh. I love how the Kuko sprites look in this.
I do as well. It's really clean and nice.
Oh, look at that dog! It's a cool dog. Anyways, my first experience with the Zelda game was actually Minish Cap. It was I mentioned it earlier on in the LP. However, it was when I was handed a Game Boy and said, Alex, you should try this. And I played it, and then Vaudi knocked Link out, and I thought that was the end of the game, and I was really disappointed because I didn't understand video games at the time. My experience with video games basically amounted to Spider-Man on the Spider-Man movie game, the first one for the PS2, and not much else.
Yes.
I had a shovelware upbringing, which would have stopped. I think it stops a lot of people from really getting into video games and outgrowing them. But for me, I think like Destroy All Humans and Ratchet and Clank kind of saved me and made me realize how good games could really be.
Yeah.
My first like own Zelda game, however, wasn't until many years later where I got really interested in Zelda through Nintendo Power. Oh my god, that tiny chicken. Anyways, I got really into. I ended up buying an issue of Nintendo Power. I believe it was the Mad World issue. It was back during the Wii era, and I learned about. This was when I was really getting into like games media. I was watching a lot of G4, reading a lot of different game magazines, and I learned about they had like a top 100 Nintendo games, and then the top of every list was a Zelda game. Basically, was the Zelda game for each system. So like It was Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, or Ocarina, or whatever Zelda game they chose for that list. And I just really took up an interest, and I decided, you know what, I want to get my own Zelda game. So I bought Phantom Hourglass for my DS. And that was my first Zelda game, and I really liked how free and open it was. I liked exploring the sea. I never really progressed. I just enjoyed going on little ocean adventures.
Yeah.
Which kind of ties into my love for Wind Waker nowadays, where it's like, oh, this is just this, but better in almost every way.
Yep.
But there are some things I like a lot more in Wind Waker. I like drawing on the map. Some of the boss fights are really cool. Specifically, the giant lobster boss fight is one of my favorites in any Zelda game. Do you know what I'm talking about, Travis?
I've never actually played Phantom Hourglass. That's the only one of this entire series that I've never played.
Okay, so the giant lobster boss fight was really interesting. It is a boss that turns completely invisible, and the only way that you can track it is by looking through its own point of view on the top screen.
Oh, that's neat.
Yes, it is really it's top down like this game, but the point of view is first person.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is this really tense situation where you're trying to aim your bow on the bottom screen and look at the top screen to try to like understand where it is in the level. It's interesting because it doesn't tie in with that dungeon at all. All it ties in with is the bow.
Yep.
But rather than just being an eyeball you shoot, it's a really unique and interesting boss fight that I'm a really big fan of.
Now, I do have, back onto Minish Cap, I do have some complaints, and I understand it's a hardware limitation, but it still is irritating. The lack of buttons and the amount of times you have to open the menu in this game.
Yep.
But then again, that's to be expected from a Game Boy Advance game.
That was a thing with Link's Awakening too, was it not?
And all the Oracle games.
I see. It looks like you're gonna be. I hope they design the dungeons about less item use. You know.
Yeah.
Like having to switch items constantly would be a problem. However, in like Link's Awakening, I remember is like usually they would base it around using one item in different ways. Like Rex Cape was a common one that they would use in different unique ways. The ability to hop, Rex Feather.
Yep.
Different things like that I think are really interesting, and it really compensates for the lack of buttons.
There was really no point in talking with... Sorry. There was no point in talking with Deku Scrub because he just tells you that his friend sells a bottle that we've already bought.
Oh, okay. Just taking a drink.
So now here we are, Mount Crenel.
Yeah. It's not like Death Mountains where you're being fucking pelted by rocks on your way up. That was fun.
I wouldn't hold my breath on that one, Alex.
Oh no. Oh boy, I'm kind of sad because it's like, oh no, you're gonna get pelted by rocks, but at the same time it's like, man, I bet those rock sprites are cool.
Just wait, you'll see. They are pretty cool.
I love how colorful the GBA can be.
And there it goes.
I see. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I rest my case.
Come on, it's not a Zelda game if you're not being pelted by giant falling rocks.
Please tell me there are Gorons in this. Like, I really want to see Tiny
later
Cute
on.
Gore. Oh my god, look at the fairies! I love these sprites so much. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, those things look terrible. Those things don't look great. I always forget what they're called.
The Tektites?
The Tektites, thank you. Yeah, they don't look fantastic, but that's okay.
You're gonna see a lot of that in this episode, because I forgot where I could and couldn't bomb walls for a second. So there's gonna be quite a bit of clanking against walls for a little bit.
Are you using the Master Sword, or is this just a normal sword?
This, for now, is just the normal sword.
Yup. Okay, if it was the Master Sword, don't feel bad. Fee's in there, and she deserves it. Oh, I love how they wiggle when you hit them. Oh, it's so good.
Actually, spoiler alert for later, the Master Sword isn't in this game.
That's fine. That's good.
Because remember, this sets up the 4-sword.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Which, spoiler alert, it's not the Master Sword.
Yeah, doesn't all the 4-sword do to split Link into 4 people?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Also, I will never get tired of these.
It's gotta hurt. Those are gems you're hitting,
Yeah.
man.
Mine the sharp rocks.
Just add screams to each bounce. And that's something really effective in like movies and stuff. That's one of the worst parts of Zombieland. Not worst as in bad, but as in just oof. Is when the lady flies through the windshield and bounces off the pavement.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the fact that she splatters, it's the fact that she bounces.
Yep.
It's like the hard part's like, oh, yeah. What happened? What happened?
I was gonna bring this up in the next part, but I guess I'll bring it up now. Heart pieces are given away like fucking candy in this game. It's kind of ridiculous.
I see. Or is it just because you know where they all are?
No, they're all pretty well, like, they're kind of where you'd expect them to be, honestly. They're like, oh, there might be a heart piece here. Yep, there is. But it also could, like you said, be because I've played this so many times.
Yeah. I think something that the Zelda games, specifically most of the 2D games, do really, really well is,
Hold that thought. We're gonna find out what's in this cave next time. Thank you, goodbye.